It Live Esports. Today we're live with APPF1 Racing Community and getting started with their Friday championship that they have going here right now. And it's round 1 of 16 for the British Grand Prix. At this point here, we currently got 16 drivers on track. And joining me in the commentary box today is going to be Mini Daniel here. Daniel, can you hear me? And how are you doing this evening?
Yes, I can hear, and I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just checking a few settings on our end for the stream here right now. I think we're having some network issues, but hopefully everything is fine so far. So I'm just going to keep a check on that. So, we're just getting started with the normal format that it's going to be for this session, which is going to be the short qualifying session. That's about 18 minutes long. And then we're going to get into the 50% race. And I actually didn't get to talk too much about this with the league itself. But how are you feeling about the first race being here at Silverstone, one of the most interesting tracks to have a race at, especially for round 1. So what do you think about that?
Well, it'll definitely be an interesting race on an interesting track, like for example Markets and Beckett's, real high speed S's, and we'll have to just wait and see all the battles and how it will just unfold itself.
I'm very much looking forward actually to the qualifying session here. I want to see how competitive the grid is going to get, being that we have a good amount of drivers on track, 16. So it should be quite an interesting race start when we're actually ready to get started with that. So we'll see how well the guys do manage on track. I'm trying to have a look at tires right now to see what sort of strategy these guys are going to be actually planning to run in the race, because I know some of them are currently on mediums, some of them are running on the softs. I'm not sure. Some of these drivers tend to get a feel for the track, and then they usually switch it over to another set of tires just to get their actual qualifying time in. And it does seem to be dry on for the session so far, so hopefully it does stay that way for I'll say for their sake, because I'm not sure if everyone has a wet setup for this track or not. But most of these drivers are familiar with driving here, and they drive in a lot of different leagues, so I would assume they probably do have that wet setup just in case they do need to make a few changes last minute before we get over into the race session. I haven't actually inquired about this yet, but I think it might be a dry race getting through here, but we'll see how it goes, because we already start to have some qualifying times that are starting to come in, and I can see we got about 3 times in. I see Vardy did a 125.4. We got Sumo Gilligan went second with a 125.7, and then AP Pals there 125.750. He's just about 500 of a second off, so already starting to get a bit competitive, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, second and third, there's only a gap of 500s, and to the leader from second place is 2/10, which is quite a big gap, but not everyone made a pit stop, and the first place man is on medium tire.
I think it's going to be interesting for this start, because if first round of lap times are already getting this close after each other, then it's definitely going to get a little more interesting as we get further down into the qualifying session. But let's see how the rest of the grid gets on through, because I'm trying to follow on with I'm following on with Aaron right now. He's on a hot lap going through. I want to see how well he actually does finish his lap. And for the previous races that we've had with APPF1 that I've done, I know we've used the actual multiplayer cars that they used to have in a special livery color for their sponsor that they had for that session, but we have made a switch, and they're using the F1 team cars from this point onwards for this championship at least. I know they also have a Sunday championship ongoing right now. I think there are a few races in on that, so I know that's been going interesting. I've been having a look at some of those races, but we're going to see how they get started with the Friday one, as I think it's going to be interesting to see how well actually these guys will perform in this session. We got quite a few more lap times who actually came in here, and I see Taylor is now holding on to quite a good time. They're actually 125.456. He's just about 200 of a second faster than what Vardy did, so and actually not too bad so far. And still 12 minutes left in the session. That's quite a lot of time for a short qualifying session that's left. And let's see how the rest of the grid actually does get through though. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting when we actually get further into the session, just to see how close these lap times actually will get.
Absolutely. It just shows the lap from Vardy is really extraordinary because setting a median entire lap, which is just 100 second behind the first place man on softs. We see Aaron, who made probably a mistake because he's 27. Well, now he's setting a new lap. Goes P7.
Well, we do tend to have that sometimes. We know that drivers do tend to invalidate their lap times from time to time. It does actually happen, which is why, some drivers tend to get out very early in a qualifying session just to make sure that they have enough room to give themselves that time, just in case they do make a mistake on the first lap. They will have enough time to actually cover themselves and actually get a really good qualifying time in. I think it's one of the most important things. I've seen a lot of drivers struggle before in different leagues just to make an actual lap in, depending on what the track is from time to time as well, because some of these guys are actually pretty fast, but setting a perfect lap without actually getting it invalidated is quite hard on some of these tracks that we usually race through for a season here. But Silverstone is one of the most interesting ones. I've always loved driving here myself, and I've had a lot of interesting races here, so I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen. Last stream that I did with a race on Silverstone for another league, there was quite an interesting incident as well, so I'm quite interested to see how this is going to go, and if we're going to, I'm not sure, do you think we're going to have any safety cars or VSCs in this race?
Well, keeping in mind that on this track it's really easy to spin, and also remembering that they have restricted traction control off, so we might see some spinning and hitting the walls, and that would cause a safety car.
Well, hopefully,
we might also see some.
Yes, sir, but go ahead.
Yes, we might also see some safety car on an opening lap, as we tend to see really often in a lot of different leagues and sometimes even in real life.
Well, I'm hoping for some interesting incidents as well, but I'm actually more hoping for some interesting battles to follow on through in the race as we get it down there. I'm just having a look at some of our settings on the stream right now, because I think our bit rate has dropped a bit for some reason, but let me just keep an eye on that, as we got these three drivers here still yet to make their lap times in. So let's see. I'm currently following over with Ginger Prince here to see. He's in sector, I think he's sector 1 going still, so let's see how he gets through that racing point.
In the 18-minute qualifying, they'll probably do around 3 laps, so they have to at least minimize mistakes to 1 lap and set two good laps. Some people set laps on medium tires, which is probably better strategy to go aggressive on the last laps, but it might get screwed over if on the opening lap there's a safety car, which would probably force them just to stay out or go on hard tires, which would hurt them.
Yeah, I think a lot of drivers are going to be pushing maybe for a one-stop in the race, depending on how long they can actually make these tires last, which is why they're working on the medium, some working on the soft here as well. But we'll see how it goes, because they have to anticipate if they're going to have a safety car at any point in this race or not. And I'm being told we're having a bit of a bitrate issue on the stream, which I'm actually checking here right now. It's a bit off for some reason, getting, I guess, a bit bubbly if you call it that. But hopefully it settles itself in a few minutes. I think that might be an internet issue. I was supposed to give that PS4 restart. It hasn't been restarted in probably about 3 weeks. So because I usually just leave it on rest mode throughout the entire week, but I think I was supposed to restart it. But either way, I'm hoping that clears themselves up, because the only way for me to actually fix that would be to reset the network and just restart the entire stream, which I don't want to do at this point. So we're going to leave that going, and hopefully that gets sorted through as we get on through with the rest of the session. I'm just having a look here right now. We're getting, let's see, we're down to about 6.5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Seems to be going through pretty well. We got just Ginger Prince left to make the lap time in here, and I don't think he's doing pretty well.
Sonic just spun out, and he's out.
Oh, I think that was Sonic, yeah.
He spawned at Chapel.
No, that's Sonic, so he's going to be out, and he did a 125.5, which is really not too bad of a time, so he's actually going to be, that's actually going to hold on for him there, and currently he has him in P5. Of course, we know with the 6 minutes left in this qualifying session, that's actually going to be dropping him down maybe a few positions, but we'll see how much positions that's actually going to drop him down, because a 125 is a pretty competitive time here, right now with this grid that we currently have, and Taylor's still holding on to, he's holding on to a provisional time there of 125.083, which is actually pretty interesting. It's just about 3/10 faster than what AP did, and he's currently in second. And AP, I know he's transitioned to using from a controller to a wheel not too long ago, and he's getting, I think he's getting faster and faster on that wheel right now, because it's showing here with his qualifying time getting way up there on the starting grid. So let's see how he's going to perform in the race as well, and hopefully he gets a good result. And that practice on that wheel is actually working pretty well for him here right now.
Yeah, transition from a controller to a wheel is really difficult. I remember when I transitioned from a controller to a wheel, and it took me ages to get back up to speed where I was on the controller. But then when I got to that level, I managed to get even better than I was on the controller.
Yeah, but hopefully, hopefully these guys, I'm not sure how many of them are running on wheel and how many are on control. I actually didn't have a look at that. But I know a few drivers will run with a wheel, and I think some drivers still are actually using controller. But we'll see how that stacks up and with the racing when we do get to that point, because I know a lot of drivers do tend to have a hard time switching between the controller and the wheel, but it does actually tend to get better as they keep on practicing with it, and these guys do a lot of racing, so it doesn't take too much time for them actually to get up to get up to speed with it. And see, we got a few people in chat right now. I know Bitmappy was in the chat there as on the start, because I wasn't on at the same time, so welcome to him. And we got Gamer in the chat there as well, a channel member on the channel here, and chat moderator as well, as I added him to just take care of a few things down there. And he's already donated £1 to the stream, so thank you very much for that, really appreciate it. Hopefully we're trying something out here. We have Mini Daniel with me in commentary. Hopefully you guys can hear him loud enough actually for now, until we can get that sorted a little bit more later on. But for now, hopefully you guys can hear us pretty clearly. If not, just let us know on stream, so at least we'll know what to adjust as we get on through, because he'll be doing a few streams commentating with me as well going into the future here.
As we see, all the drivers are opting for the soft tires.
Yep, as we said, because I know some of these drivers, they just want to get a feel for the track out at first when the session begins. That's why I guess some of them go on the medium tires and then switch it over to the softs to go down to the end. But it seems to be going pretty well so far. We'll see how the strategy works out. I haven't exactly followed on directly with the driver so far. We got Taylor currently on the outlap here. I might follow him on board around this track just to have a look about that. But we got just about down to about 2.5 minutes here. And I'm getting confirmation, Daniel, we can hear you pretty well. Well, you can be heard pretty well on stream, because I can't hear that as yet. I'm hearing you pretty well on my end. So that setting that we put in place actually worked pretty well. And I think that was just the most important one to get sorted through, because usually I don't have co-coms take it up all the way that I had you take it up there. I usually have them do it about 70-75% as mine is, but taking it up 100% probably actually was a lot better. So you're being heard pretty well, and seems to be going pretty well so far. So I've actually enjoyed doing the commentary with you so far through the qualifying session. It's been pretty good between a switch between me and you. So well, let's keep that going, and hopefully have a great race to have a look at here today.
Yeah, thank you. I must admit it's quite this whole commentary is quite stressful. Probably as stressful as driving in a league.
I think it quite much is. I'm not sure too much about that because I haven't done too much league racing since I've actually started on the 2019 game back last year around in March. That's actually when I got started on the lobbies because I used to just basically play the career mode on these games before, going years back since I used to play it on actually on PC and then switch it over to PS4. But with the very limited league racing experience that I have, I was not that good at that time. I think I'm a bit faster now, but I just don't have the time to actually get back into league racing. But I think it's just a lot more fun on my end to just be in the commentary box here, just have a look from everyone's end to see how the race is going, and just keep an eye over you. And just see, I think the best thing is you actually don't lose when you're doing the commentary. You can just have a lot of fun either way. Because if you're a driver and your race gets ruined, it's a bit frustrating. I know about that. So I think it's much better on my end. I'm not sure how it is for you, but that's my point of view on it at least.
I just saw in Taylor, who was the contender for pole, I don't know if Taylor was on his out lap or is on his hot lap, but I think he's now on his hot lap. Yeah, it looks like he's now on his official hot lap.
Yeah, I'm following on with Taylor here right now too, because with 20 seconds left in this session, he just did a purple sector 1, so this is his final lap on it here. So want to see if he's actually going to be able to take away provisional pole back away from Vardy there. Let's see how that goes though, because he's running in sector 2 at the moment. Was purple sector 1. Let's see if he can get a purple sector 2 as he gets through so far. And Ghost, welcome to the stream there as well. And he says Ethan just took off the assist today, so let's see how that's working for everyone here as they're getting through. Is he still going fast? I don't think he's going that fast. Probably not doing a hot lap here. Might have messed it up, or is he still? I'm not sure if he's still doing the lap. We'll just keep an eye on him to see how that's going though. No, he got off track, so that lap is messed up there right now. But you think we still got AP getting across the line. Doesn't go faster though, so he stays in P4 right there where he is. Taylor should be able to stay right there in second. We still have a few drivers running on track as they're trying to follow through with them here right now. So we're going to see if the grid is going to change up or not. But yeah, I think so far so good. I think that's the end of qualifying there right now. We're just following on with a few drivers left running on track here, and let's see if anything is going to change. It's just about 3 or 4 drivers still running in the overtime that we have in qualifying right now. So we're just going to wait for the results to come in down at the end so we can have a look at what our starting grid is going to be like for the 16 drivers running here. And I think it's going to be a bit interesting getting for the race start as well, Daniel, because as we know, on that starting grid, it's really not too long of a run getting down into turn 1, and I think for just basically 100% of the drivers that do league racing, it's absolutely no braking getting into turn 1 either way, even on the race start getting through. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, as everyone's going to be fighting as much as they can for positions. I think yes, braking might be happening only if they're trying to avoid hitting into the car in front of them to avoid front wing damage here, because that's definitely will be costing them in the race. But I do anticipate we will have some minor contact between cars as they get through the first 2 turns at least in sector 1 there for the opening lap. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully if anything does happen, maybe it'll just probably be a VSC. If anything major does happen, it might end up actually being a full safety car, but we'll see how that goes, because we're ending off qualifying here right now.
Well, it's a really good race for the Red Bulls 1 and 4.
Alright, so let's see what our starting grid is going to look like. So qualifying officially over, guys. So we got Vardy, looks like he's starting on pole on this one here. We got Taylor is going to start there in second. Some pretty good lap times, and Vardy was the only one to get into the 124s. So pretty interesting on that. He's going to start in P3. We got Tier 727 starting fourth. I got APPF starting in 5th. I got Aaron's going to start in 6th. Sonic starting 7. You got Ace versus King in 8th. Bluey starting 9th. I got Scott's going to start 10th. Mirrorless in 11th. We got Ethan there in 12th. Cletus 13. We got Story there in 14. Ginger Prince 15. We got QBV in 16th for the starting grid. So we're going to see how it goes. And yeah, as you said, Ethan just getting off the assist there today. So doing pretty well on that. I know that's pretty difficult to get off as well when you're on this game here, because I still use just a few minor assists when I'm racing. I can't take it all, but it slows me down by at least 3/4 of a second. I'm not sure, Daniel, what are your settings usually when you're driving in the game with the assist?
Well, I have traction off, but I spin a lot. I have ABS on and the racing line with corners only. So just a quite casual setup.
Yeah, I use basically about the same thing, you gotta say. I have the ABS on and the I do use the racing lane on the corners as well. I think I'm capable of using it fully off on some of these tracks, but some of the tracks I do have to keep it on because I tend to forget some of these turns as it is. There's one specific turn in Azerbaijan that I keep forgetting. I keep going left instead of right every single time on it. Always
as we
happens.
See the predict strategy with soft to mediums and soft to hards. I predict that everyone will use the soft to mediums, as the medium compound is probably faster than the hard.
Probably will, because we have everybody starting on the soft tires in this race, so most likely will be what this strategy will be here. But we'll see how it goes, because we know the strategy does get a bit mixed up, well, messed up actually, you gotta say, when safety car does happen, because these guys do tend to want to take that free pit stop just to save just a few seconds at least, and maybe save a position or two depending on how the race goes. But I think it'll be somewhere around that order. So it's going to be 26 laps around Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. This is, of course, round 1 of 16 for the Friday Championship that we're starting here today, guys, for APPF1 racing community. And it's going to be an interesting race. With the opening race, everyone's going to be looking to score points for this one here. So we'll see how it goes. So 16 drivers on the grid. Hopefully we can get a few more by the time we get to round 2. I know these guys have quite a lot of members in their community. Just it's about... you know, for the guys are getting time actually to get in race as well. But it's been quite more than they actually used to have before with this here. So we'll see how this goes here.
Absolutely. Yeah, as we just see them warming up the tires. They need nice warm tires for the start to get the best launch, to gain as many positions as they can. With still maintaining the safety and keeping all the space for other drivers.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. So I know they're going to be keen on getting those tires warmed up before they do get to back to that starting grid, which they're already getting around here right now. So it's a quick go around the track as a pretty high-paced circuit, but we're just going to wait for all the cars to get reformed back onto the track and then get started with this race here. So I'm gonna try at least on my end to keep the focus at least as much as I can on the front of the grid, and then switch it to at least the midfield to see if we're going to catch any incidents happening through opening lap at least. And I'm going to leave position changes on as I usually do, just so viewers can have a look and what positions are actually changing, because so much tends to happen sometimes on the start of a race. It's pretty hard to call out, and I think we're about to get started here right now. So I'm going to keep it focused on Taylor before we get into turn 1, just to have a look who's getting a better start on this race here. And that's 5 lives, and let's see, we're about ready to go, and there they're off. So let's see who gets a better run into turn 1. Looks like Taylor gets a pretty good run. Oh, and actually Gilligan gets past, as well as a Red Bull of oh, something seems very, very strange. I don't know if that's a glitch, but someone's standing in that AlphaTauri for some reason. I don't know if you have that on your end angle, but this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen happen in a race before. That's quite a glitch. But so far, everything seems to be fine with the opening lap of the race getting through. Gilligan has taken away the lead of the race. Vard is down to second, Tier 727 running in P3, and Taylor, they're running in P4, as they're still going few cars side by side as they get on through.
Yeah, as we see, Asif King's got a good start, just gaining 3 positions on the opening lap. Is up to P5. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dan. This is just a little bit too funny. I had to mute the mic up for just a second. I don't know. I don't think you have a glitch on your end. I don't know. But on Taylor's car, his driver is actually just standing in the car without a head, and I don't know. It's just there. This is one of the strangest things I've seen in league racing so far. You gotta just see this to see what I'm talking about here. But one of the strangest things. It definitely is a glitch though. But hopefully that gets sorted through as we get on through the rest of the race. So far so good on that race start. I don't think any major incidents have come off of it. Maybe some minor contact between a few cars as they get on through. I'm following on right now with Tier 727 in P3 here. He's chasing after Vardy there, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to... Oh, and I see some debris flying off his car there as he had a bit of minor contact. Gets by there. I think did he get by? I'm not sure as yet. He's now up, and I'm trying to have a look. I think our leaderboard got a bit mixed up. That's why I'm getting confused with it there. We're just trying to have a look where he is on track there right now. And I think your right goes. That is possibly the best glitch I've actually ever seen in a race before. I've never seen this one happen. I've seen a Williams fly around the track before. I've seen quite a few different things, but this one is quite new for us. But
yeah, Starry just spun into the gravel.
Oh, I saw he's all the way down in the back there. He's getting back going right now. Has some damage on that Mercedes there as well, so that's going to cost him quite a bit in the race there. We got a yellow flag there in Sector 1 for him, and I think Ginger Price might have had this here as well, because he's a little bit down in the back. I think he got off track. Yeah. I'm getting back out front, guys. I think our leaderboard is back fixed right now. Following back to see if our leaders have any damage on their cars. So far, so good for Gilligan. They're still leading the race. Vardy under a second behind him, waiting for a DRS advantage to come on after lap 3 here. And Ace running just about 2.7 seconds behind Vardy for P2. So he has a bit to catch up, actually. And then AP running up here in 4th at the moment. Just lost 1 place since this race got started. And I don't think he has any damage on his car, so I gotta agree with Ghost in the chat there. It's been some very, very clean racing for the opening lap, getting through with this set of drivers that we have on track here right now. And I'm hoping this continues all the way through, because it's quite interesting to see that. Oh, and I see Tier 727 has a penalty. I think he has a 3-second penalty for track limits, but they're going to want to be a bit careful for that, because we do know that it tends to get a bit difficult with track positions that they're going to get at the end of the race here. So I know a few drivers do have damage on their cars, which I'm quite sure they'll be taking time to get that repaired. We got Taylor and Story already into the pits. I'm trying to have a look what tires are going to be going on. Just putting tires on board here right now, so you guys can have a look at that. And looks like Taylor has gone onto the hard tires and Story went onto the mediums. So let's see how that strategy works out for the two of them there.
Yeah, if the medium tires will last 23 laps, which is quite a big task for the medium tires. But surely Taylor will be quite disappointed with this. We started on the front row, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Down in P15.
I'm currently following on with the 2 McLarens down there in 7th and 8th. That's Scott and Mirrorless right now. I'm not sure if Team Mortis are working with these two, but these guys seem to be racing off each other right now, because they're trying to get to the Red Bull in front of them. That's Tier 727 running in front. So let's see if he is able to hold them up. But they were actually pretty close, running off for a second there. And just trying to fight off of that position, because currently we have Scott is the lead McLaren running here. He's in 7th. We got Mirrorless, his teammate, just behind him. So I'm trying to have a look to see who's faster. Who's the faster McLaren driver here, and who's going to be getting through, because I'm not sure if Mirrorless is faster or not to get through, but Scott seems to be doing a pretty good job so far of catching up. And we got a bit of a change happening out front. I see Vardy's taking over the lead of the race, and we got Scott getting past that Red Bull. Let's see if he's getting back, and he does get it back into 6 he goes. So puts the McLaren of Scott back down a position. I think it was just a bit of a, he went maybe just a little bit too wide on one of the turns just to lose that position back. But they're still pretty close off as they continue to race on here right now. But a change out front, I'm not sure if Gilligan made a mistake or not, but Vardy has taken over the lead of the race, and that's put Gilligan down into 2nd so far there.
Yeah, and let's mention Asus King, who's in P3, started in P8, and gained 8 in 5 positions. I'm probably looking for a podium starting from 8th place.
We'll see how it goes. Because currently, I'm just having a check with Aaron here in 9 to see what's happening with him behind both McLarens here, because he's watching that battle progress on through just in front of him. And going back down to 13th, we got Ethan running 12, and we got QBV is chasing him down for that position. So I want to see how well he's able to keep that car out in front. He's gonna have to try maybe get up into the top 10 a little bit if he can. But let's see how it's going for him. But so far, so good. Haven't seen any major issues on track with him as we're following on board right now with QB. Gap is still under a second, and QB going just a little bit wide, so he's going to lose some time by actually doing that. I'll say it's pretty interesting for this race so far. There's currently now just 2 drivers with penalties in the race so far. I think there's just about 3 seconds each for both of them. Are running on lap 5 of 26. We haven't had a safety car or VSC so far in this race, and it's really interesting to see that happen. We know there always is going to be some minor contact on race starts such as this one with about 16 drivers on track. It always tends to be just a bit busy, but so far so good with the start, I gotta say. And I'm trying to get back up here right now to AP Pals in P4. He's chasing after Ace versus King for the final podium position in the race. That's P3. Let's see if he's able to get it though. Has a pretty close gap and seems to be doing pretty well in terms of catching up, and does have that DRS advantage. I'm gonna put telemetry on so you guys can have a look at that. And he's catching up pretty well, getting right up to the race, using just about the same line, taking a little bit inside as well, trying to save some time, and gets up right behind that Mercedes. I wonder if he's able to get by within the next lap or so, but he definitely has the DRS advantage to his end. Has about 46% of ERS to use for overtakes, so not too bad on that. And he's getting much closer here right now. He's going to have to be a bit careful about how he approaches this as well, and getting through first sector back, but he's going pretty well keeping up. I think he was trying to take it around the outside, and maybe might switch that up a bit. But so far so good. He keeps it just on the racing line going behind. Doesn't want to risk it at this point in time in terms of losing the position. And we're getting to the DR zone here right now. Let's see if that's going to be an advantage for him. And he's going to take it around the outside. Well, forced to take it around the outside actually, because Ace pulls on the inside and is going to try to keep that position alive as much as he can. And actually a great move defending P3 at the moment there. So AP having a bit of a difficult time getting by with the racing line Ace is currently taking there. So I think great driving from both of their ends, and Sonic is catching up as well. He's just behind AP there, coming down in P5. So it's going to be interesting to see how this battle progresses on through between the 3 of them here.
Yeah, some great defending maneuvers by Asus King. Yeah, and we have to mention Suma, who's out of DRS range, second behind. And the fighting from Asus Kings and P4 has made a big gap to Stumo and closed the gap from Sonic to them.
Yeah, it's going pretty well so far. I'm having a look down in the back. I see tier 727 has gotten down to 7th right now. He's pretty close by behind me or less, so the McLaren in front of him. So a bit of change happened down in the back there, but let's see what that continues on, because AP looking pretty good right now, getting this position up where that gap as close as it is. I think he just needs to find a good opening to get by here right now, but he's going to have Sonic chasing him down through that. Well, let's see how that works out. He just needs to avoid making any sort of mistake in that house here right now. But that Mercedes driver, that's Ace versus King, he's doing pretty well, I gotta say. Some great defending off of him to keep that car right where it is there right now, because we're back on board again with AP, and yeah, he's doing pretty well, just keeping that car just in front and putting it on the right spot as he gets around these turns, just to avoid having AP get by. And he does leave enough room, so can give it that he's not causing any problems with that in terms of that incident there. But he's doing pretty well, just keeping his car, I don't know, just on the correct line, just so when AP gets close enough, he's not able to actually get by. But I think it's going to be maybe down to pit stops. We'll see how it goes, who decides to do a pit stop first or not. And Vardy getting along pretty well out in front. He's 1.7 seconds ahead of Gilligan there, running in second place right now. And Ace has lost a bit of time, as I think he's more worried about AP, who's currently chasing him down. And Sonic is trying to get alongside AP here. So let's see how that battle progresses on through. But I think it's one more interesting one we have on track here right now. I know we got Aaron getting pretty close up there as well. But Sonic here right now, he's trying to get by But I think he's going to have a difficult time as well because the AP is a bit focused on Ace just out in front. So I'm trying to see how this is going to end off with these three here at the moment. We do have a McLaren of Mirrorless trying to get pretty close up down in the back. He's just under a second behind these guys as well. So about 4 cars fighting off for this position at the moment, and we might have more joining from behind.
Yeah, there's starting to form a chain. This track is quite difficult to overtake. Yeah, and we usually see some trains forming, like in real life.
Thankfully, so far, no incidents in the race, which if any driver was hoping for a safety car to do a pit stop, I don't think they're going to have that luck here today because it's been some quite clean racing going off so far. No driver out of this race as we keep on going. And down in the back, let's have a look what's happening here with Scott. As he's chasing after two,
Tears having a difficult time. Oh, he just went on the grass, and the McLaren of just got past him. I think he's struggling with the tires or something, but he's just falling down the order. He started in P4 in qualifying, and now he's down to P9. So he just can't find the same pace he had in qualifying. Boxing.
Yep, I see him going into the pits. Might be having some trouble with that car. I'm not sure if he took any damage or anything, but we're having a few pit stops happening here right now because AP is into the pits there as well. I'm trying to have a look what tires he's going to be going on. And hey Sebastian, thank you for joining on the stream there. And he has some support going on for Ace out in front running in P3 at the moment. He's running pretty well high up in the race. Now, let's see how he continues with that though, because Sonic is chasing him down for that position right now as AP Pal is getting back out to the pits and he's gone onto the medium tires, so we'll see how that works for him with the strategy. Sonic is getting pretty close up behind Ace versus King right now, so gap pretty close up, but still, as we know, Ace is a pretty good guy on this track here right now to defend that position. Let's see if he can do the same with Sonic that he was doing with ADP, because Sonic is looking to go on the outside right now, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it wrong. So far not. He has to hold back just a little bit as they go through there, but he does have a pretty close gap. But of course, Mirrorless just behind this as well in P5, so a bit of a I'll say something to worry about just a little bit, or be a bit concerned about, because that McLaren is creeping up on him pretty quickly. So he's going to have to be very careful about how he approaches this, but he's getting pretty close off right now. He's going to take it around the outside, and he might actually be able to get this done, but Ace is actually holding onto that position quite strongly. Gets on back on the racing line, and let's see. Looks like Sonic is going to get that position up finally here as Ace goes into the pits here.
Yeah. P4 LFs just had some decent clean air, and Sonic and Ace's King fighting just helped the undercut strategy from Pulse.
And so far so good though, because we still got Vardy leading the race. He hasn't pitted us yet. We got Sonic now running in second of the race, and he hasn't pitted us yet either. Mirrorless hasn't pitted. Neither has Bluey or Cletus there. Neither Ethan or QB. So top 7 cars have not done a pit stop in this race so far. I think Ginger Prince did a pit stop on lap 1, since I think he has some damage from the race start, which is why his tires are probably 8 laps old. I'm not 100% sure about that. Let me just have a look quickly if he did do a stop or not. And actually, no, he did not do a stop. My bad on that. So top 7 drivers plus Ginger Prince have not done any stops in this race so far. So let's see how that continues for them, because let's see, I'm trying to see who to follow on here right now, because down in the back we got Tier 727. He's chasing after Aaron currently as he's back out of the pits right now. So on fresh tires, I'm probably going to try to use them as much as he can, as we're on lap 10 of 26, so about 16.5 laps left in this race so far to go.
Yeah, and the Haas driver, the undercut strategy worked, and he got past Ace's King. And Sonic just got into the pits, and let's see how he stacked up against the Haas and the Mercedes.
And I see we got a race leader as well into the pits, so going to be interesting to see where Vardy comes back out. I think he might be able to get back his lead quite easily, but we'll see how that goes. But great strategy from AP Palace there, getting past Ace during that pit stop there, so not too bad at all. We got AP, no sorry, not AP, Scott and Ace versus King trying to go side by side, and we got AlphaTauri getting in the middle of that as well. trying to fight off for the position. I think AP just a bit ahead of them, along with Scott having to defend right now.
Yeah, it will be close.
And we got Ace. We got Ace back into the pits, and he's already on fresh tires. So I'm not sure what is happening there. I'm not sure. Does he have a penalty for that? I don't see a penalty. Did he take any damage off of that bit of a battle that they had going on? Yep, definitely. Oh, that definitely is going to cost him a lot of time in the race, and he's going on to the hard tires here right now to get back out. And unfortunate that didn't happen. He was running so well in the race. That's going to cost him quite a bit there right now. As AP is now all the way up into 6th, with Sonic still behind him, and Mirrorless down in 8, and Scott there right down in 9 behind his teammate. So they're doing pretty well out there. We're going to wait for the drivers out front to do their pit stop so that they can get back out. Vardy has done his pit stop. That was our race leader, and he's now back out into P3, running about 1.2 seconds behind Ethan here. So Ethan's going to be under a bit of pressure very soon, because his soft tires are going to start to give. And we got Vardy already doing proper sectors on these new fresh medium tires that he currently has on.
Yeah, and Aces King must be absolutely gutted with this. We're on him, had a brilliant start and made up 5 positions on the start on the podium positions, and then just after pit stop just all fall down. He's got undercut by the Haas and then got damage. Unlucky.
It's a shame there for Ace, but you know, these things do tend to happen. That is you know, that's racing for you. We do have incidents happen, because even though how much you try to keep it as clean as possible, there are going to be incidents happening sometimes. Even in real F1, we see the kind of incidents that do actually happen on track when drivers are fighting it off for a position, because you know, it's all about getting their points at the end of the race. So they really have to, you know, perfect their strategy and make sure that it's working for them, and they don't want to risk losing a position that's gonna, you know, gain them more points in a race, because they do look forward to adding all of those points towards that drivers championship, and of course to the constructors championship for their team as well. So drivers are going to push pretty hard sometimes, and it's going to get a bit messy from time to time, as we've seen in previous league races that, you know, have happened. So yeah, that does tend to happen, but so far I gotta say it's been some very clean racing. It's just a bit of incident, a few minor incidents happening here and there on track, and that's kind of to be expected, but still it's been extremely clean with the racing for this Friday championship that we've had going here so far. It's been interesting with the Sunday championship that I've seen they had going so far as well, so it's a lot of fun watching these races and having to do the commentary in them. It's like the most fun part for me, honestly. It makes you really not miss actual F1, and but I'm still looking forward to having the new season getting started, but this does occupy the time in the meanwhile doing so many races for a week as well.
Yes, I got disconnected and I'm just joining back.
No worries, that does tend to happen from time to time there as well.
Issues.
That is fine. I think I was covering for the meanwhile you were getting back on, so that's okay, no problem. And yeah, those kind of issues do tend to happen sometimes. I'm not sure if our bitrate issue has been fixed on stream as yet. I haven't had a look at that, but hopefully it has. But I'll have to do a restart after the streams end, just to fix that. I'm going down to tier 727 right now. He's trying to get around Aaron there in the AlphaTauri. Let's see if he's able to get that. Not able to get it down as yet. Actually, he's getting around here right now, so let's have a look. Does actually get around the outside and gets up into P7. That puts Aaron down to 8. So not a bad move on him. Actually, a pretty good overtake move. Got that done pretty cleanly. As Aaron goes a bit wide, though. He's trying to keep up, but he's actually losing a lot of time already. Already a gap is over a second between him and tier 727, so he's driving pretty well. Might have gained a bit of more confidence with those new tires on that car, and you know, he's doing pretty well getting up there. So let's see how much positions more he can be able to get actually as they continue to race on through. I think everyone's done a pit stop here so far in the race from what I'm seeing with the tires that we have, and currently majority of our drivers on the medium tires. We just got about 2 drivers on the hards right now to go to the end of this race on lap 14 as we're going. So we have passed the halfway point, and we're getting through pretty well. I'm going up here to Mirrorless Currently following with him to see how that battle is going on between AP, Mirrorless, and Sonic there. I think those three cars just fighting off for P3 at the moment, because not overly close, but still a close gap, having it just under a second between them. And I think they're doing pretty well. Out in front, we still got Vardy leading this race. He's about 5 seconds ahead of Gilligan though, so he's actually having a comfortable race out front, I gotta say. He's got back his lead that he had from the start getting on. Gilligan's still running pretty good there in second, but AP running up here in third. He's doing pretty well in this race so far. And hopefully he's able to finish right there on the podium, because he's worked pretty hard at getting that overtake done during that pit stop to get that position up. And unfortunate for Ace versus King, he's falling all the way back down to 14th right now down there because of that damage that he took on his front wing. Had to do an emergency pit stop. Luckily for him, he was actually close by to the pit, so I think he might have actually saved him some time as well, because if he did have that damage happen after the pit entry, he would have had to take the car all the way around the track and would have had less of a amount of performance to get around in terms of downforce, and would have slowed him down a bit and probably lost maybe a position more or so, depending on how things went as he went around, because there was some significant damage on the front wing as we saw him getting into the pits. So hopefully everything is okay on his end there right now and getting through. But yeah, so far so good, guys, because I think it's been quite an interesting race. We're already on lap 15 of 26 and we're going here, and I see a Mercedes down at the back there on the corner. Was that a Mercedes I'm seeing, or am I just seeing things? I'm not sure. Yep, that was a Mercedes. That was Starry there, and he's trying to get back on track here right now. He has a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. I'm not sure what's happened to him down at the back. Might have had a bit of an incident. He's definitely trying to get back on track here right now, and trying to avoid getting into the traffic or interrupting anyone's race. He's down in the back, about 42 seconds behind Ginger Prince in 15. So he's now back on track. I think he's gotten back going again. And yeah, everything seems to be fine with him so far. Might be having some car troubles, I'm not sure. So Mercedes definitely not having the best of day here for round one. Oh, and we got Vardy up front almost losing the car, and he actually braked just to avoid having that happen. And he lost about 3/10 on his lead. Actually about 4/10 he's lost there now. Oh, hey, Bitmap. Yeah, Ace versus King had a bit of a issue. He was battling off with two other cars and took some wing damage and had to do an extra pit stop after his initial pit stop, and that cost him positions. He's all the way down to 14th because of that, unfortunately. So that's why he's down there. He was running pretty well. Of course, AP did get the move done on the pit stop on him, get that position up, but still he was running pretty well. But because of that damage, he had to do a second pit stop, and that's what cost him in the race so far. Oh, as we're on it, guys, I think I did forget to mention it. Guys, please do leave a like on the stream before you leave off of here, as it just takes less than a second to actually do that. So thank you guys, of course, for joining on to the stream. But make sure you guys do leave a like before you leave the stream, and remember, if you're new on the channel, make sure that you guys subscribe on here, because we got so many races happening during the course of the week, and we're currently going on right now with Sonic here. So let's have a look what's happening with Mirrorless, Sonic, and Scott as these guys get on track. Scott is a bit ways back, so I think it's just between AP, Mirrorless, and Sonic still, as these three still are pretty close by. Oh, and we got a Renault having some problem. We got a Renault out of this race. That is Gilligan there. I'm not sure what happened to him, but his car is out of the race, unfortunately. We didn't catch that incident that is happening. I'm not sure if he had an incident with someone or if that just happened by itself, but his car is out. And let's see, is that going to be anything, or is that just going to be a yellow flag? It seems so far to just be a yellow flag.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I had a feeling you might have been a bit disconnected there, Dinah. Yeah, but so far we've had a Renault out of this race. It's not a safety car or VSC. I think they're just clearing it off the track very quickly. So it was just a yellow flag there in that sector of the track. But unfortunate for Gilligan, he was running so good in this race, and he is now out. I'm not sure if that incident happened on his own there with him or not, but it's unfortunate to see him out in this race, and he was running so high up. Now Vardy is still in the lead of the race. AP Pals goes up into second. Mirrorless moves up into third. Sonic into fourth. Scott moving up to fifth, and the rest of the grid progresses on through in that order there. So we're still following on right now with AP, Mirrorless, and Sonic there. And they're going to be now fighting it off for second place in this race as Vardy continues to lead out in front with about 8.7 seconds.
Yeah, I saw his track. Just up. His. I just saw his car on the exit of. I believe. His car was abandoned on the exit of cops. Probably spun it on cops, which is really easy to do, especially with no traction.
Probably. Oh, we got a bit of incident happening down in the back here. AP and Mirrorless have spun around. They had contact with each other, fighting it out for P2 as Mirrorless was getting by. So definitely a lot of contact with the two of them. They might have some damage on those cars as we got Mirrorless, I think, going into the pits, and we got AP going into the pits there as well. Damage on both cars right now as they were fighting it out for second place in the race. So definitely getting a bit heated out front with those two. Sonic now goes up into second, and I think both of these cars have damage because let's see where is Mirrorless here right now. Did he do a pit stop and get back out? I'm trying to follow with him right at the moment here. But AP does have to do that pit stop. He definitely had damage on that front wing, and that's going to cost him quite a bit here right now. But they were just finding it out for P2 in the race. That really was hoping that was not going to end badly for the two of them. But unfortunately, well, it ended pretty well for Son because he got up into second place. And Scott is now running in third.
Mercilessly spun. Oh no, it glitched for me.
Yeah, that does tend to happen sometimes as well. So a bit of drama in the race going on through, but so far so good. So where is AP? We got him coming back out in the race in the 11th position right now, and he was having an excellent race. Quite a few drivers were having an excellent race on the first half going through, and now they're just down quite a lot of positions because of these incidents that have happened in the race so far, and that is such a shame there goes. So unfortunately for that happening to AP and Mirrorless there, quite a bit of contact between the two of them, and Sonic and Scott got through pretty well and just got on up their positions as much as they could there. So Vardy, I think, is the most lucky guy in this race so far. He's just leading the race out front by 13 seconds right now and looking pretty good at getting first place in the race. So we'll see how he continues with that because he was having some trouble with the car a little bit earlier, and yes, Ghost, it did look like Mirrorless lost it just a little bit as he was getting ahead of AP, and I think they had a little bit of contact, and both of them actually ended up spinning around. So I'm not sure if anyone's gonna be at fault with that incident there, but we'll see how it goes in terms of stewards there. And I know the guys thought the stewards didn't have any work to do today, but they're gonna definitely have some work to do there with this race when it comes to an end, because I think there are gonna be a few incidents reported in by the time we get to the end of the race here with drivers and you know, I think we got a few drivers with penalties as well. I'm trying to have a look with tier 727 right now as he's trying to get by Mirrorless for P4, and if he's going to be able to do that, I'm not sure. But let's have a look at the penalties and what they are right now. Quite a lot, as we can see here. We got tier 727, 9 seconds of penalties. That's going to cost him a lot of positions in this race. Of course, Bluey and Taylor both have 3 seconds. We got Ethan with 8 seconds of penalties so far, and we got Aaron and AP currently 3 seconds. QB and Ginger both racing point, 3 seconds of penalties, and Story down at the back with 13 seconds so far. It's great only to see just one driver out of the race so far, but still unfortunate to see a driver out. We were just hoping that no one would have been out of this race, but it does happen sometimes. We gotta just continue on through with it as we have it right now and just go to the end of the race. But tier 727 doing pretty well still in P5, trying to catch up to Mirrorless. Mirrorless had just a little bit less, just a bit less bad than AP actually, because he's still up into P4 running. He's just down about 1 position there, and unfortunately for AP, he's down all the way in 11th position there, and he's gonna have to try and catch back up as much as he can, but he's gonna have a difficult time doing that. We're already on lap 20 of 26, so not a lot of time left in the race for him to actually try to get that position up.
Yeah, and it's a brilliant race for the two McLarens.
There's gonna be some serious points for them.
Yeah, it's quite glitching for me right now.
That might be, I guess it depends, I'm not sure. But it seems fine on my end so far. Though I think when you glitch sometimes I usually do have is that fastest lap thing down at the bottom of the screen, but so far seems to be good. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for for the and we got a bit of a spin with tier 727. He spun around on track. He's off track, didn't take any damage on the car, but lost the rear, I think, and got off track. He's getting back going here right now. He's losing positions because of this, down to 7th in the race so far, unfortunately. But fortunately, he didn't take any damage, so he's trying to get back going here right now. Oh, and spins around again. Those tires are giving some serious problems here right now, because I think he did do a little bit too much of a spin on them. So they're going to be a bit in the red and not have as much grip as he would expect. So he's going to have to take his time, get back going here right now, and avoid just getting on the power way too early, as he now loses another position to Cletus there, who goes up into 7th place in the race. He's down to 8 right now. I'm not sure if he's going to do a pit stop, get off those tires, but there are about 10 laps done on them. He can get to the end of the race on the tires as it is. Oh, and he's having another spin again, having some serious problem in this race. He might have to get off those tires. I'm not sure if they're getting damaged with what he's doing there right now, but that's his 3rd spin in 1 lap, getting through. He's having a serious problem right now getting those tires back up to temperature and running. I think they're just way too hot right now to actually get on the power 100%. But let's see. I think he might be able to get back going here right now. They should start to settle back in terms of tire temperature. And yep, he's still having some problems. He's just not having a good race here today. All the way down to P11 here right now, as we can follow on. And I think just a few drivers having a really bad day here at Silverstone today. But I think Vardy is just having the best day out front, leading the race. He's now 14.8 seconds ahead. And he's doing pretty well with that. But yeah, very difficult. This is as fun as this track is. It's a very difficult track, we got to say. A lot of portions of it, it's very easy to lose the rear of the car, as you can see what happened with tier 727 there. And those extra spins are really not his fault. It's basically just after the first spin, those rear tires get way into the red, and they lose all grip, and it's very hard to get them back down into the green and just get them back going at the regular temperature again. It's very difficult to do that. You just got to avoid getting on the power so much when you do get through. You got to take it easy for at least half of a lap to try and get it back up to the correct temperature to do that there. But yep, unfortunate for Tier, he's all the way down to P11 right now, and with penalties as well, it's costing him a lot in this race. AP all the way down to 10th, Ace versus King all the way down to 12th. So these three drivers having I guess the worst possible day, as we can call it, for them here right now. Not having a good race for them. Going back up, we're having a look at well, I'm just having a look at Bluey and Taylor here right now. What makes it worse, Tier 727 just got a 5-second penalty for speeding in a pit lane because he's doing a pit stop right now.
Yeah.
Hey gamer, good to have you back on the chat again. How are you doing? It's been a bit how should I put it, eventful in this race, not chaotic. I know some races tend to be a bit chaotic, but this one has been quite interesting so far. And yeah, those tires, yeah, Bipnap, you're right, those tires are going to be shot. That's why he was causing so many issues with him there. But let's see how the race is getting. We're on lap 23 or 26, guys. I don't know if any of you guys have actually caught that, but we're already getting very close to the end of this race here right now. Following on with Bluey as he chases down Taylor. We're going to go on board with him for a bit. So we still got Vardy out in front. What's happening right now, he's lost the lead of the race, which means he had a bit of a spin, probably, is what happened to him. Is he disconnected from his car? I'm not sure. Hopefully for him, he's not disconnected. Otherwise, he's having the worst possible race if he loses out on the lead of this race here right now. Because his car is moving.
I think he is in the lead.
I think he
is in the lead, just glitching.
Might be some sort of issue because Sonic is getting by him here right now. That car is really not going at full potential at the moment. So we might be having maybe a bit of a glitch on his end. It could be. But Vardy is now down to second place in the race. He's lost the lead off to Sonic, who's got out in front. But he seems to be disconnected from that car as it is right now. So he might be having some internet issues going on with the lobby and glitching off and whatever not. But I think that's happening on some of these drivers' end here right now. So Sonic has taken away the lead. He's up into P1. There goes Scott up into P2 right now. Vardy now down to P3. Mirrorless coming over 3.1 seconds behind, which is enough time for him to actually get up another position here. if he's able to catch up before we have already get back online. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get back into the lobby here and get back to this car before the end of the race. We'll see how that goes. And yep, Gamer, that Red Bull is disconnected, and hopefully he can get back on because he's losing the lead of the race here right now. He's in third place and about to lose that position to McLaren coming behind. He's about to get by and gets by pretty easily because his car is going to be ghosted until he gets back connected again. Which we're not seeing happening as yet. And now we got Taylor coming. He's going to lose a lot of positions. So for some reason on today's race, we have other drivers who had a pretty good position at the start of the race are now having the worst possible day they can have in a race here right now. As he's now falling down quite a few positions as well. Looks like he might be joining AP Ace and Tier down at the back of the grid there. Let's see how this is going to go for him. But unfortunately, that is going to be happening. Is the AlphaTauri still glitching? No, I don't think the AlphaTauri is still glitching. I think it's fine. Oh, actually, yeah, it's still glitching. I actually didn't notice that. There we go. I think that's quite illegal for a driver to be standing in the car and driving that way. I'm not even sure how he's driving. That definitely is cheating. So Taylor, I don't know how he's doing that one, but that's a new one for us.
I got kicked again.
Yeah, I don't know why that keeps happening. I think it's been, maybe it could be an issue on maybe the European servers. I'm not sure because remember I'm on the US side, so I'll probably be on a different end because I know sometimes drivers on the US side have an issue and sometimes drivers on the European side have an issue. It does depend on what's happening with the game as well. So it might be that because the drivers over there are getting a bit of issues as well. As we can see Taylor still having a bit of an issue getting through. That's okay, Daniel, if you're having issues getting on. It seems to be not anyone's fault. I think it's just on the games, and hopefully by the time we get the new game get out, we can have these issues sorted through. I'm still just following on with Taylor here right now and his driver character avatar that's standing in the car, because this is like the most interesting thing. Actually, I think it's like an extra driver in the car, because he does have a driver driving the car and then he has another driver standing just at the back of that. So I'm not sure what to say about it. I think he just has an extra passenger in the car, so it's two drivers in that car, and he's still running in P4, so that's call it quite impressive for him. Hey Sweeney, good to have you in the chat, my friend. Good to have you in the chat. As you can see, it has been quite eventful in this race. A lot of our drivers who are running quite well out front are having one of the worst possible races that they possibly can have here, and you can see what is going on with Taylor here right now. I've just been following on with his car just because of this issue that's been going on. This has been happening since the start of the race until this point. At least he has his seatbelt on. That's a good point. That at least for safety. We'll see. He has it on. So I gotta say, it's some interesting things that happen in these races from time to time, but let's see how this goes on through the end. But so far so good. We're on lap 26 right now. It's the final lap of the race, and where is Vardy? Vardy is all the way down into 6th place right now. Has he gotten back connected? No, he has not. So still disconnected from his car, and he's dropped from P1 all the way down to P6, not having the best of day with the race. As I said, he might be joining AP, Ace, and Tier down at the bottom of the grid there. Yes, so a bit of incidents as they get on through. But let's see how we finish off here right now, because we're in the final lap as we go around. We're following on with Sonic right now. And let's put penalties on so you guys can have a look at that and see how this race is actually going to come to an end here, because we got quite a few drivers with penalties. Only the top 3 drivers currently do not have any penalties, and those are going to be the 3 drivers finishing on the podium on this race. We got Sonic P1, Scott in P2, and Mirrorless there in P3. But so far going pretty well. And yep, Taylor has 2 drivers in his car. I'm not sure why that has been allowed by the FIA, but we'll probably have to look into that. Let's see if anyone's going to report that to the stewards at the end of the race. But yeah, we're getting down to the end of the final lap here right now with Sonic as he's about to get across the line. And we'll take the win for the British Grand Prix for round 1 for the Friday Championship here, guys. So great job on Sonic for getting that done. Scott gets 2nd place, sorry. Taylor gets P4. And Mirrorless goes up into P3. He takes the podium position down to the end. Not too bad with the finish so far, so let's see. So Sonic takes P1, Scott takes P2, Mirrorless takes P3. Taylor is going to take P4, him and his extra passenger there is going to take P4 in the race. I'm not sure if he should get a medal for this or not. Yeah, but then going down, we got Bluey finishing P5. And I got Vardy coming around in his disconnected car. His car goes across the line, takes P6. We got Ethan goes across, and we got position changing now because of penalty. So let's see how that works out. Because Cletus now goes into 7. AP goes down to 8. Aaron takes 9. Ethan takes 10. Ace versus King, it looks like he's going to be taking 11th place in this race. Tier 727 has 20 seconds of penalties, getting very close to getting disqualified from the race, but those among the penalties he does have. And he's going to drop all the way down, maybe to 14th. But I'm just waiting for him and QB to get across the line here right now to see where that's going to go. Looks like Story takes 15, Ginger takes 14, at least for now. And Tier goes across the line 12, but might have a switch with QB there for that position because he does have about 20 seconds of penalties and an 11-second gap. So we'll see how that goes there.
Yeah, it's a really good race for Sonic. He was just fighting for the P3 all the time, P4, and just got the win from.
And Scott gets driver of the day, so not too bad from him. We got 2 McLarens on the podium, so not too bad of a day for McLaren. They're having a great day with this race. All right, so let's have a look at final results for this race before we get off here. So, taking P1 in this race, that goes straight off to Sonic there. Good luck on him because he has quite a good luck on this race. So Renault gets that. Then we got both McLarens finishing 2nd and 3rd. That's Scott and Mirrorless there. They got through pretty well with that. Taylor finished there in 4th. We got Bluey finished there in 5th. We got Vardy all the way down to 6th. He was our race leader for most of the race. Cletus there in 7th there right now. Then we got AP Palace finishing in 8th. Unfortunate because of the incident. Aaron down to 9th. Ethan finished 10th. Ace versus King. Unfortunate he had to finish down in 11th. We got QB finishing 12th. Tier 727, another driver having a bad day, but did get fastest lap in this race. Finished down in 13th. And we got Ginger Prince there, finished 14th. Story down to 15th. And Gilligan, unfortunately, who could not finish a race, had a DNF with that issue there, and finish position will be 16th for that. And a bit of a glitch, I think, on a few drivers' end, which caused a bit of incidents in this race there as well, so gotta give it to that. But overall, I think it was an exciting race and quite an interesting one, quite an eventful one for the first race of the Friday Championship season. So I quite enjoyed watching that. Hopefully all of you guys on the stream enjoyed watching it as well. I'm not sure how, Daniel, do I still have you on with me? What do you think of that race?
Yeah, it was quite a good race, but at the end I think just the service was quite glitchy, and yeah, a lot of drivers missed out on it.
Yeah, that does tend to happen sometimes. I've had a race finish under the safety car just a few streams ago. I think you probably watched that one where we did have a safety car win the race because it actually ended with a safety car glitch down to the end. So, you know, these kind of things do tend to happen. But, yeah, it does go that way. But interestingly, it was still a good race. It was still, yeah, I think all the drivers drove pretty cleanly in the race. You know, we did have some minor incidents, but overall it was actually a pretty good race. But I want to say thank you very much, Daniel, for joining me on Stream for Comms. It was quite interesting doing it with you, and, you know, a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I know you had a bit of issue as well with your end on the server there. I think it's just a server issue, maybe on the European side of it, having that issue there, because it was a bit glitchy on that end. But once again, still thank you very much for joining me on stream, and I'm hoping to have you join me on some other streams as well, and hopefully you can join me back again next week for round 2 for APPF1.
Yeah, hopefully the servers won't glitch out next time, and I'll happily join you next time.
Alright, so thank you for that. And thank you to everyone who joined onto the stream to watch the race here this evening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that race. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary from myself and Daniel there as well. And yeah, hopefully we can see you guys again on the next stream. Oh, I do have another stream coming up later on that I'll be doing. So hopefully you guys join onto that. I think it will be, what time is it? It's going to be in an hour's time. I'll have a next stream running, so you guys can join me on for that one there. Going to be an interesting race there. That's going to be Rapid Pixel Racing GP2. And I think I think it's going to be the Canadian Grand Prix. So going to be an interesting race as well for you guys to watch. So once again, thank you guys for joining on to the stream. Thank you to Gamer there who donated the stream, and also a channel member of mine. And please guys, do make sure to leave a like on the stream. I didn't just reiterate that too much today on today's stream. I usually do it on the other one, but please guys, remember to leave a like on the stream before you go, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Once again, Dino, thank you very much for joining me on stream. Really was a pleasure having you on.
It was a pleasure too.
Alright mate, so we're gonna end off the stream here right now, and I think that's gonna be it for the session. So great racing from everyone. Looking forward to round 2 from this community here of drivers that we have. So we're gonna be ending off the stream there now guys. So thank you guys once again for joining on. Has been a pleasure.
Thank you.